Hi, this is Deanna Jones, owner of Deanna J Speaks. I just wanted to pop on here and share with you something that I think is very beneficial, and hopefully you can take it and run with it to whatever goals you have set for yourself. As a speaker and a life coach, I have the opportunity to speak to individuals and organizations to achieve change, right? To see goals, to set goals, and to put actionable, measurable steps in to achieve those goals. Well, in my role as a life coach today, I met someone who suffers from imposter syndrome. And that essentially means that they feel inadequate, they have a fear of failure, and that they don't want to be seen in this manner. They have a fear of being found out almost. Well, in working with them, we identified three things that they could do that, regardless of where they find themselves, they instantly are able to pick themselves up, reset themselves, and to go forward despite the imposter syndrome. Now, if you've ever struggled with this, you know that that is quite a thought process to overcome. It is very debilitating and crippling. Now, it's been made popular from Michelle Obama's book, which is definitely a great read. But for those of us who have struggled with this before that book came out, we know that sometimes that is the hardest thing to do, is not the task that's at hand, but simply believing you are able to walk up to the table and stand next to anyone else who is completing the task. And so working with him rather, I've identified three concrete things that you can do today that will empower you to achieve the goals that you are setting for yourself. You ready? Number one, you have to accept, you have to choose that you are not an imposter. You have to accept that you're not an imposter. You have to accept that your position is not been given to you because you're an imposter, right? The opportunities that you have, your reputation, your experience, your degrees, all of that has counted you worthy to be able to do the thing that you want to do. Now, it's different if you don't believe that you can do it, or you know that this requires 20 years of experience and you're in year two. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about looking down and seeing what the requirements are, and you're able to check off all those boxes. At that point, you have to accept that you are not an imposter. Number two, you have to cultivate the belief that you're not an imposter. So step one is almost like the cornerstone. It is the crux of your belief system when it comes to your own abilities and your own value in this regard. Number two is how you cultivate it. Okay, you're cultivating it by your affirmations, checking that thought life, and making sure that you are pouring back into yourself things that empower you. So if you're allowing self talk, self doubt to come in and to be negative, you're not going to be able to maintain step one, and you're not going to go forward in whatever the goal is that you set for yourself. So, cultivating that belief that you belong, what does that look like for you? For me, it was conquering my thought life. For you, it might be affirmations, daily affirmations. It might be posting them around your home. It might be podcasts or videos that help to sustain the belief that you belong. Whatever that is, you have to figure it out. Even if it's one thing, keep doing that until you find something else to add to it so that you can maintain, okay, the cultivation that you belong. Lastly, you have to operate from a position of strength. What I mean by that is you have to continue step two. It's really important that you do not try to take on a task or take on even the imposter syndrome in the mindset that you should not be doing it, right? You have to have had step one, which is accepting, step two, which is cultivating, and step three is walking it out in a position of strength. The analogy I use today, and I use it a lot in my speaking and my coaching, is that you can't shoot yourself in the foot and expect to win the race. You may run it, but how far are you going to get? To me, that is akin to saying that I can't do it, I won't do it. They think I'm going to fail. I'm not good enough. I can't achieve this. I can't do it. That is not operating from a position of strength. So you have to walk it out, but you walk it out in strength. And even if you have to take baby steps to get from step 2 to step 3, and to step 3 to go on to working towards your goal, that's okay. Taking it day by day is fine. Taking it step by step is fine. But when you realize that you're not operating from a position of strength, you gotta press the brakes, you gotta reset yourself and see where you dropped the ball so you can fix it and get back in the game. So I hope this was a blessing to you. I enjoy what I do, and I look forward to hearing how this helped you. You can reach me on all my social media, Deanna J Speaks. And if you are watching this video on my Facebook page, feel free to like, comment, or inbox me and let me know how this helped you. All right, have a good night.